And Melissa, do you have finally a weather picture I see that somebody sent you? And I'm not going to guess because, you know, employees are not eligible, but I'm sure I would know.
Yep, I'm sure you would. Take a look at today's weather picture. Another beauty. Corey Tate has done it again. Local viewer out of Douglas County. She takes great pictures. I love to see what she captures. She also finds her way to get around as well. Take a look at this. Do you know where this beautiful shot is? If you think you do, put your guesses in. You can do that on Facebook, Twitter, email, and I'll have the answer coming up here a little bit later in the show. Also, if you have weather pictures of your own, I'd love to see them. You can send them my direction in those same locations. You also check out the Wix Pics gallery as well on KEZI.com. I've just been getting a ton of pictures this year, this summer, and I think it might have something to do with the lack of rain. People are getting out and enjoying all that Western Oregon has to offer. Take a look at this. Since the first of the year, we've only seen a little over 9.5 inches. That is over 15 inches below where we would typically be at this point in the year. For the month of July, not a single drop. It's been completely dry. And the last time that we saw a completely dry July was back in 2003, so it has been 2 years. Before that, you have to go all the way back to 1967 and then back to the early 30s. And there was a period in the 20s and 30s where that was more frequent. It happened about 5 times in just a 10-year stretch. But again, in the last 100 years, it's only happened 7 times. And if we don't get any raindrops tonight, we'll add an 8th one to that. 84 degrees was the high temperature here in Eugene yesterday, 82 in Corvallis and 85 in Roseburg. So a little bit cooler, more typical for this time of year. Low to mid 60s there along the coast, and as you head over into central and eastern Oregon, continues to be in the upper 80s and low 90s. So that high that we saw here of 84 degrees, again, that is our exact average for this time of year. The record up to about 99, that was also set back in 2003. And then we've been in the low 50s overnight, which is also very typical for this time of year. So getting some relief from the heat, and that trend is going to continue for the next couple of days. Right now, we're waking up at 58 degrees here at the Eugene Airport. Visibility at the full 10 miles, winds are out of the south. You notice Storm Tracker 9, though, it's got some green on the map this morning. Some rain showers moving into the area, and that's as we've seen some thunder showers developing over southern Oregon this morning. Even out at the Roseburg Airport, they did report a trace there. But here's the thing, most of this does evaporate before it ever gets down to the surface because those raindrops are falling into an extremely dry air mass. Because there is lightning in the area and we do have dry fuels, there are red flag warnings in effect, again, for the critical fire danger in the area. It's because of this trough of low pressure, that jet stream that's taking a nosedive down to the south. It's bringing that colder air. It's also bringing in some moisture off from the Pacific. That sets up the atmospheric conditions that would support a thunderstorm, but you still need something to trigger it. And that's what this area of low pressure is doing right here at the surface. We have a couple more of those that are going to rotate in over the next 48 hours. So thunder showers will continue to be in the area. So for those of you along the coast, this is pretty much the one place that does not have the threat of thunder and lightning today. Low 60s. You'll see some sun breaks this afternoon. Winds will be from the northwest. You'll hold it right there in the low 60s into Friday, eventually getting some more sunshine this weekend. And you'll see your high temperatures getting back up into the mid 60s. The Umpqua Basin, again, thunder showers already started this morning. They'll continue this afternoon and tomorrow as well. Highs will stay in the low to mid 80s. Also extremely smoky. If you have breathing concerns, you need to stay inside, find some AC. 78 Thursday, and then it's back into the upper 80s and low 90s early next week. The Cascades also watching out for thunder showers today, as will Central Oregon. Highs there will be in the upper 70s and low 80s. Thunder showers continue through Thursday. And for the Willamette Valley, our highs will be in the low 80s. Possible thunder showers for us. The best chances will actually be late tonight into Thursday morning. Could see those firing up again Thursday afternoon. We're talking just 70s for both Thursday and Friday, and they'll be back into the upper 80s by early next week.
You have all these gizmos and gadgets here. Sometimes I feel like this could be a time machine if people only saw what was under the desk here, right?
It's a fun little workstation.
It is.